meeting of two fates. The city was nothing but a ghost of its past, consumed by sand and destruction. Emma crept through the rubble, her gaze catching a strange glimmer that drew her attention. Climbing atop a debris pile, she suddenly froze in place. Nearby, amidst the ruins, she saw the figure of a person who was also searching for something in this unforgiving world. Mark, noticing movement, lifted his head. His eyes met Emma's. Both were struck by the sudden discovery of someone else in this desolate world. For a moment they forgot their fears and dangers, focusing only on each other. They approached each other as if drawn by fate. Words were unnecessary, their gazes and gestures spoke more than words could. In that moment, they both felt that their meeting was not random, but meant something greater. Emma reached out to Mark, helping him to his feet. Despite their shared vulnerability in this world of ruins, they found hope in their encounter. From that moment on, they knew that together they could overcome all the trials that awaited them in this apocalyptic world. The search for truth. Under the faint glow of deserted stars, Emma and Mark continued their search, making their way through the rubble and shadows of the past. They scrutinized every corner of this bleak world, searching for any clues that could help them unravel the mystery of the apocalypse. Their path led them to the wreckage of a destroyed library. Mark navigated through the debris while Emma examined the faded pages of scattered books. Suddenly, her gaze caught a strange image on the cover of one of the books. She picked it up tremblingly and began to study its contents. The book turned out to be an artifact from ancient times, containing ancient legends and tales. It was here, between the lines, that some of the answers to their questions lay hidden. Like detectives, they deciphered each riddle and tried to piece together all the puzzle pieces. But the more they learned, the more unanswered questions remained. The endless maze of riddles and mysteries seemed insurmountable, but they didn't give up. Their determination only grew with each new discovery because they knew that only the truth could lead them to the true resolution of this catastrophe. Alliance with a stranger. Soon after finding ancient records that led them to new questions, Emma and Mark decided to continue their research. They set out for the next town, where rumors spoke of a group of survivors, seekers of truth, who were also interested in what was happening. The meeting with John took place on the outskirts of this town, in an old rundown bar that served as his group's base. John, a young man with dark eyes and a mysterious smile, welcomed them with respect and interest. His face reflected the harsh reality of this world, but in his eyes burned the fire of hope and determination. During their meeting, John told them about his group, about the quest for truth and honesty. He shared his research and discoveries that led him to what all three of them were seeking. Strange coincidences and secret knowledge passed down through generations, all pointed to the fact that the answers lay in the depths of the past. Emma and Mark felt that they had found an ally in this stranger. Together with John, they became stronger. Their joint efforts brought new discoveries and breakthroughs in understanding what was happening. They were ready to go all the way in their quest to uncover the truth, even if it meant confronting the darkest secrets of this world. Break-in at the laboratory. As their investigations progressed, Emma, Mark, and John encountered increasingly strange and amazing discoveries. They gathered puzzle pieces that seemed to indicate that something greater than just human folly or chance stood behind the catastrophe. Their next target was the Eden Laboratory, a mysterious organization that, in their opinion, could be the key to unraveling the entire mystery. They managed to locate the whereabouts of this laboratory, hidden in the remotest corners of the wasteland. Under the cover of the night, they infiltrate the laboratory, ready to uncover the secrets hidden behind its walls. They will have to confront the security and various traps set by the secret organization, but they are ready for anything to achieve their goal. Inside the laboratory, they discover evidence that Eden indeed exists and has its own hidden agenda. They find documents, records, and materials that reveal the true nature of the organization, its connections to the authorities and corporations, and its involvement in creating the catastrophe that led to nuclear war. During their stay in the laboratory, they also discover that Eden will stop at nothing to protect its secrets. A battle for truth and freedom ignites, and the heroes are forced to confront their enemies to reach the depths of the mystery and reveal the truth to the world. Exposure and victory. Gathering enough evidence of Eden's crimes and betrayals, Emma, Mark, and John prepare for the decisive moment revealing the truth to the world. They devise a plan of action that will allow them to present their evidence in the most impactful and convincing light. Hiding in one of the remaining underground shelters that had so far gone unnoticed by Eden, they gear up and prepare for the broadcast. With each passing second, the tension mounts, their hearts beat faster, but they know they must fulfill their mission, even if it means risking their lives. And the broadcast begins. The truth about how Eden betrayed the former authorities and brought the world to its knees using its hidden influence and technologies is revealed to the world. The evidence leaves no doubt that the secret organization was the cause of the nuclear catastrophe and numerous other horrors that befell the world. The broadcast ends with applause and exclamations of astonishment from people around the world who have finally learned the truth. Eden is subjected to mass criticism and condemnation, and its leaders go into hiding, trying to evade justice. Emma, Mark, and John stand in the spotlight. They have become symbols of hope and strength in this new world, which is only beginning to recover from the catastrophe. Their victory lies not only in exposing Eden, but also in restoring faith in humanity and the possibility of creating a better future. A new beginning. After the exposure of Eden and the downfall of its leaders, the world stood on the threshold of a new era. Surviving people, awakening from the nightmare of the apocalypse, witnessed the beginning of a new chapter in the history of humanity. They turned to those who had been at the forefront in the fight against the darkness: Emma, Mark, and John. Under the rising sun, the gathered people decided to create a new government based on the principles of justice, equality, and security. Emma, Mark, and John were invited to participate in this historic moment to help shape a new system that would prevent the recurrence of tragedy. Former members of Eden guilty of the catastrophe were captured and brought to justice. Justice was strict and uncompromising. They were convicted of their crimes against humanity. Their downfall was the final act in the history of the old world, which had been tainted by lies and corruption. With the help of Emma, Mark, and John, work began on rebuilding society and creating a new world where peace and security were paramount. They assisted in developing new laws, structures, and policies that would ensure the well-being and prosperity of all people. For many years, they continued their work, becoming symbols of hope and progress in this new world. Their story became a legend, told by new generations, to never forget that the strength of the human spirit can overcome the darkest trials and lead to a new beginning. A future without nuclear wars. Many years had passed since the world was engulfed in fear and destruction, but now humanity stood on the threshold of a new era, an era of peace and progress. Thanks to the efforts of many, including Emma, Mark, and John, the world witnessed nuclear wars becoming part of history rather than the future. New governments and structures of power, built on the principles of justice and solidarity, ensured peace and security for all people. Education and science flourished, opening new horizons for exploration and discovery. Technologies were directed towards the benefit of humanity, rather than its destruction. Emma, Mark, and John continued their work as defenders of peace and builders of a new future. Their story became a legend, inspiring new generations to strive for harmony and justice. Their adventures and achievements were a testament to the fact that even in the darkest times, the human spirit is capable of feats and change. A future without nuclear wars provided humanity with the opportunity to learn from the past and build peaceful cooperation based on mutual understanding and respect. Now peace had been attained, and its future was filled with hope and possibilities. And so, our story of a future without nuclear wars comes to an end. May this tale serve as a reminder that together we can create a world where every person can live without fear and danger.